Hello everybody. Welcome back to SEBA Math Lab. And today we're learning about interest rates and how are we going to use them? What are they? How do we calculate them? And all this stuff. So if you're new here, like and subscribe for more math mysteries and we can continue on. What are interest rates? Well, interest rate is just basically knowing how much profit that the bank is going to make or you're going to make from the amount of money that you let someone borrow. Example, you borrow somebody $100 with 10% interest, you'll probably get $110 back. Well, let me explain to you how this happens in the rest of the slides. Well, first we got to figure out the types of interest rates there are. Well, there's two types, which each have the two extras. Simple versus compound and rate variability. Well, simple versus compound, a simple rate is just a common rate that you find on anything, like 5%, 10%. A compound rate is numbers that can change over time but are like more mathematically. And then rate variability is just like how's the rate going to stay? A fixed rate is going to stay the same over the term. A variable rate is going to change depending on the market. Well, how do we calculate the interest rate in general? In order to calculate interest, you need to follow these 3 steps I'm about to show you. Find your starting numbers. So let's say principal. Your principal is the amount of money that you took from the bank or you lended. It's going to be, let's say, $100. And then you have to figure out the rate, which is going to be, let's say, 5%, a simple one. And then the time, the length, the money has to be used for. What this means is 2 years. That's how long we're going to use it for, right? And then we're going to multiply the numbers. We had to do principal times rate times time or term. Well, 100 times 5%. Well, we can't do that. We have to bring 5% to 0.05, as I showed you in the last video. Watch that video to make sure you know. And then 100 times 0.05, that equals to 5%. $5, I mean. Sorry, my fault. And then with these $5, we multiply it by 2 because we're going to keep it for 2 years, which equals $10. That's the amount of money you're going to have. All right, guys? And then there's still one more step. Step 3, add it to find the value. So if the principal is 100, then we add whatever we got to 100. Since we got $10, we add it to 100, which equals to 110. Congrats, everybody. You guys understand? Here's another example I could show you guys. Look. So let's say the bank gives you $200, but they charge you a 10% interest for one term, 1 year. Basically, that's what it means. Because this is fixed, it will stay the same during the whole time. So what's 200 times 10%? Well, 10% becomes 0.1, which that equals to $20. All right, guys? Then the $20 that we have, we add it to the 200, which equals $220. That's how much money we'll pay extra and how much they'll be in total. Trivia time! Here's some questions. The bank lends you $1,000, but they add a 60% interest annually for 2 years. Pause the video, give it a good try, and let me see you in 30 seconds. Good job, guys. I'm pretty sure you guys got the answer right. So let me show you what it is. The answer is $1,320. Well, how did we get this? We got this because if you add 16% interest to $1,000 for 1 year, that will equal to $160 that you'll get extra that you had to pay yearly. So then if it's 2 years, it's just going to become $320. Then when we add that to the principal, which is $1,000, what's it going to be? $1,320. That's the end price. Okay, guys? Good job. Good job for answering this question very well and for paying attention. Summary. Today we learned about what are interest rates, what are they used for, types of the rates, and how to calculate the rates. So if you want more math mysteries, like and subscribe. And as always, SEBA Math Lab, peace out.